Hey guys, it's Mike with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. We are going to actually make some progress on the account today. So there's a couple things I'm looking to do. The first one is I'm going to try to max out a couple champions. I've got Morgan sitting here with 85 of these guys left. I've got Nika needs 70. And I don't know if I have enough for both, but we're going to get real close. We're going to give that a shot, see about maxing those guys out. I'm curious once they do hit level 10 if you still get these stones for the characters or not. I just maxed out Arthur, and I have not gotten one since I've done that, but that's kind of, you know, we'll find out. I've only pulled a few, so we'll see. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to jump on the new character Valla here, and we are going to put equipment on her. I currently got all of her skills maxed out for her relic, all of her passives maxed out. She is fully 6-star 60, fully awakened, and her relic also 6-star 60, fully awakened. So everything's looking pretty good. We don't have her in any gear quite yet, so we're going to go ahead and build her today as well, based on what I think she's going to do. I think there's a couple ways you could build her, but before we get into all that, we're going to jump into our item bag here. We're going to pull some things just in the off chance I get something fun. And then let's see here, those are all rares there. Again, I am stacking those guys up. I am not selling them at this time, but if I were to see like Lancelot's Frost Relic come through the shop, I'll probably have to sell some stuff to get to it. But we're going to go ahead and do some summons. We got 45 of these guys, as well as these. I have decided that I am going to push for Valla and try to get her to Chivalry level 5, but at a minimum take her to Chivalry level 4. Now, I only have a few rate up summons there, but I do have a lot of crystals to make that happen. So we're going to go through that. That'll be a different video. I'm actually going to go step by step on her chivalries and kind of see the improvements she's making, and then really test that buff explosion. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to figure it out, because I think that could be an alternative way to build her. You could build her for attack and damage so that that buff explosion could be legitimate. For today's purposes, we're going to build her as a support champion, get her in a vigor set, and I believe an accuracy set, but we'll take a look at her kit and just make sure that makes sense for her. So let's start out with the relics here, see if we can get a little bit lucky. We got 20. We're not going to hit pity, so we're just going to have to get lucky in order to get this on the account. The game has been freezing a little bit on me when I'm doing polls lately, so hopefully we don't run into that. Look at that, right out of the gate. It's going to be a good day. There's the freezing I'm looking for, but I already know I'm getting a legendary, so it can take all the time it needs. Let's see who it is. On the storm, I'm trying to think of who I'd be excited about. Revenant Merlin, that is going to be her only relic that's in the game, so I do already have it, but it is something I could empower if I were so inclined. I am starting to build out my Storm Arthur just for the, I think it was the previous Hall of Conquerors team, but he does a great job. And then I have seen some folks using Urians in the current Hall of Conquerors, so I want to do a video on that early enough that it makes a difference, because I keep putting those videos out and giving you guys like a day to try to build your teams, so that's been pretty unfortunate. I believe the last one I did actually launched a couple days after the reset, so that was kind of silly, but it was just something I was fighting through trying to get, so I was like, all right, well, I'm going to put it out there just so you see my process. But nothing there. We've got 18 of these guys, so we're going to try to go for get some luck on this one. 43 to pity, so we're not quite there yet, but we only get the 110 pull. Hopefully get that Lancelot. No. It's pie in the sky. But Blazing Gorgos is back in town, so I'd love to get that Lancelot's Frost Relic going, because it does absolutely destroy for Blazing Gorgos. On the flame here, 51 from pity, so we're not guaranteed anything. We're banking on some luck, getting closer and closer to pity as we do these polls. I have been going through, and in all the shops that I can buy these, I've been picking up the 10 pack or whatever is available in there, and the reason for that is just because of all of the enhancements you can do by having copies of these. So eventually I'd like to get all the relics maxed out completely, which would be pretty cool, but it is going to take quite a while because you do need a lot of copies of these relics, which is why I'm buying up all of those summons, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a head start. These are we actually got a rare in there, which we're not guaranteed to get, so that's pretty fortunate on that side there. These are all tokens for the shard shop. As soon as I sell through them all, they're probably going to come out with some other way I can empower my character. And then we have our wish list with Gilroy, Bedivere, Hild, and Brennan. We are not going to hit pity right now, but we hopefully don't need it. We'll go through 4 of these, see what we can get on the account, and discuss any chivalries we might be lucky enough to get, and then we're going to jump in there and start maxing some characters out and getting some stuff done. So we got Jarrett, grab our next 10 pull here, and see what we can get going on. We got a rare. Always a rare. We got 3 rares. That's actually not too bad. We'll take that. Let's see who they are. We got a Nicholas, a Sarah, and a Gareth. Somehow when Nicholas pops up and ban, their faces, unless they're side by side, I'm like, which one is that? But pretty sure that's Nicholas. But anyway, we'll get this going here. I almost clicked skip. I like seeing the animation. I don't know if it bores you up, sorry. I just like watching it because it kind of builds anticipation. Single rare, no good. Let's see who it is. It is a Accolone. So I haven't actually seen Accolone in a minute. So that's been a long time since I pulled one. Although not really somebody I'd be excited to see, so I could see him sneaking by me without me knowing. But let's see if we got a couple rares in here. We did not. We got 1 rare. That's pretty brutal. All right, we got Arduin over there, so that's not too shabby. We are now really close to pity. Again, I am going to be spending these crystals on upgrading Valla. I'm hoping to get her to chivalry level 5, but I do have mastery memory stones that can get her, I believe, 4 chivalries minimum, and I'm hoping to get 2 copies of her with the crystals I have, and that way I only have to use 3 of the chivalries there. So jump over into the event for Valla here. I got the power up achievements, completely maxed that out, so we can go ahead and take a peek at that. On the chivalries, if we get her to chivalry 5, we get a free copy that takes her to chivalry 6. So that is definitely where we're trying to get, but again, not on this video, on the next one. Get you guys all excited about something that's not even happening. So we're gonna go ahead, and then once we do that, we'll be working through the Hall of Conquerors and seeing where we can use her and push on. It does ask you to use her in Thrym here, so that might be the best spot for her, but we'll have to play with that team and see what's going on. So jumping back over in the item bag, we did get 14 of these, so we're gonna go ahead and max these out before we do anything. Let's see if we got a Caliburn Arthur in here. We did not. We also didn't get a Nika or a Morgan. So none of that really helped us for what we're trying to do today, but all of that's going to get us closer to chivalries for other folks, so that's not a bad thing at all. Got that. We got Bodwin there with 2 Frost Relics, pretty exciting. Did not get to a 10-pack, and so we are ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and start with Morgan here, getting 85 of these guys on the account, so we're going to go ahead and check that out. Summon, let's see here. I think I got to go over to the item bag, but we do need 85 of them for her, so we'll jump in here. We've got these guys. We've got 144, so 85. I think we're not going to quite make it for getting Nika maxed out as well, but we're going to take that right up to 85. There it is. Select, boom, and she's on the account. We'll get that dialed in, and then might as well look to see, yeah, we've got 59, so we're going to sit tight because we can't get to 70 for Nika. So I never noticed this before, but now that we have 100, this guy actually got a little red dot on him, and we come in here, there's this little crystal setup going on right here. If you click on that, it'll show you where you're at with all your characters, kind of cool. And then you could actually click summon all. I only have Morgan available, so we'll click on summon all. We get our Morgan, and we're going to zip over there and get that chivalry on her. That is going to give her an affinity matchup bonus and the last bit of stats. I'm trying to remember what she gets with that, but defense percent, make her a little more tanky. We are holding on to these for Valla, so we're going to get her to chivalry level 5. That'll be pretty exciting, but we're going to go ahead and pledge that million gold. Oh, I did get a lot of gold when I was on vacation because I was like trying not to play the game too much because we were doing excursions and everything else. So I was just trying to kind of get through the game, do my chores. So every time I had extra stamina and I needed to do stuff, I jumped right into Gorgos to knock it out. So we're going to need to go another million to upgrade and take up a bunch of our resources there. 3,400 of those middle potions. I've actually noticed now that we're taking folks clear to level 70 that I've been running out of these experience potions faster than I'm running out of gold. So it's kind of, I think it was a pretty good move as far as making us use resources. I think it's a little bit, I mean, it's a lot. So you do have to kind of work at it, but I think you kind of want that because you want, again, keep those carrots kind of kicked down the road. But if I go over here to Nika, try to max her out, I don't even have enough to move her all the way up to level 69 yet. So we're gonna sit tight on that. So we do now have 2 characters completely maxed out at level 70 with Caliburn Arthur and Morgan, so that's pretty good as far as that goes. We're gonna probably, Nika will be the next one, I'm pretty sure. Potentially Anya, but I think at Chivalry level 8 she's pretty functional, so I don't know I'm gonna put her back into my wish list, just because I'm trying to grow some other folks and get their chivalries up. I do think it might have been a little bit of a miss. I'm seeing Aqua Guinevere in a lot of different teams. I didn't go for any extra chivalries on her because I thought she was ridiculous, but at the end of the day, she does do damage, and with the Hound's Favor team up with our new champion Valla, it might have been a miss for me not to push her chivalries on, which is kind of unfortunate. So I could use memory stones on her, but I do need to get her up, I think, to like chivalry level 3 or 4, and that's where she kind of opens up her kit, but you do get all of her kit opened up by chivalry level 5, so once we get some memory stones, I might have to use them here, even though it's just ridiculous. It's a big old popsicle she's smacking people. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. But on to better things. We're going to take a peek at Valla and actually see about building her out. If we take a look at her actual skill set here, you can see on, let's see, your allies attack favor. So A1 is doing damage. That's about it. Here you're actually trying to land a debuff of attack decrease for 2 turns. So accuracy is going to be necessary for that to happen. Here you're trying to remove all debuff immunity, which again is going to require accuracy. Attack decrease is also going to require accuracy. Attack speed decrease is going to require accuracy. And then on the A3, debuff immunity removal, attack decrease, and attack speed decrease again will require accuracy. We got the Spark of Disaster, that's a debuff. It's actually just a speed down, but it's a special thing that sets off on her A3. If the target has it, she gets a little extra things going on there, but we do need that. Depletion, I believe, is going to require accuracy because it's bringing vigor down. So for that to work, I believe requires accuracy and then silence. So I do think a high accuracy build for her is going to be pretty crucial. And then if you were doing buff explosion with chivalry level 4, I believe, you might build her for damage as well, but for right now we're just going to build her as a support champion. So we're going to get her in a vigor set and a accuracy set. So when I'm building a character, I always go down to this detail equip because it allows you to do an entire build before you have to commit to it, so you're not spending extra gold you don't need. Then from there I go 6-star, I select the 2 things I'm looking for, and then I start the build. So here we got this, we're going to change these stats if we need to, so we're going to equip that temporarily. We did get one of these guys as well, so we're going to equip that temporarily and then move through her build. I think this guy here, it does have some effect accuracy, 2 on effect defense. Could move stats around on that if necessary. On the necklace, we'll be looking for effect accuracy piece, which I did free up. I kind of borrowed this from my Anguish and moved him into a different piece. His effect accuracy is at like 120, which is probably excessive. So we're going to get her in there. And then here we have this piece built out with defense and speed with a little bit of effect accuracy. And then on the ring, we're going with an accuracy piece with attack. And I think the attack is going to be kind of a little bit towards that buff explosion. I'm assuming it's going to be based on her attack stats. So you could go speed here. Again, effect accuracy is going to be a benefit. And then I do believe part of her kit, she actually, with effect accuracy, it gets added attack. So that is going to be a big win, keeping her accuracy high. So of the normal sets, I haven't put a lot of energy into doing focus sets. There's, I mean, a lot of reason to do it. I just haven't. So that's just kind of, you know, my account has just been a little stagnant the last couple weeks because I haven't been developing stuff. I am spending some time in Origin of Apolia, or I think it's, I don't know, the 3rd dragon, and getting some extra keepsakes. So here we definitely want effect accuracy if we have it. There we go, right there. This is gonna not function for her. It'd probably be better if we have one with strife, just so if she kills somebody she gets to go again. I think that's gonna be the only thing that really benefits her out of all the pieces. I do like the speed on this one, but we can change the stats. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one on her for now, and then we're gonna go over here and try to get a strife piece that has attack speed. That's perfect, so we're gonna put that on her here. Here, if you're building her for damage, you definitely want to get her in a pierce, banner, because that's gonna, at least if her buff explosion works the same way Hild's dot explosion works, the Pierce made a big difference in that. So ideally we could get her in a Pierce banner. Attack would probably be okay too. Also HP and defense, just to make her a little more tanky, wouldn't be a bad way to go. Could also do like a crit rate or crit damage, again, if you're going for a damage build. But ours is actually geared a little more towards support right now, so we are going to go ahead and pick this banner up just to get that strife set, although I probably would be better off putting her in this one right here if it matched and actually got me some stuff going on. But when I build her for damage, we'll switch it out, and I know that I have one available for that Pierce at 6 stars, so that's not too bad. But for the time being, we're going to put her in this one, so we're going to equip this temporarily. Now we're going to go through and upgrade our stats and make sure we got everything where we want it to be. So when I'm upgrading gear on legendary sets, I take them to level 9. On rare sets, I take them to level 6, and then I go in and I try to get the stats where I want them. So we got 2 rolls here in defense. Ideally, we'd get that in effect accuracy. So we're going to go through. I only have 61. I blazed through 200 building my Saris, and then also I was kind of changing my build with Anya a little bit. So don't have a lot here, so we're just going to do the best we can. Attack speed's not too bad. We'd love to get effect accuracy right there, and you ask and you get. So that's perfect. We'll take that all day long. Got attack speed and HP percentage, so that just became a pretty strong piece right there. We're going to go ahead and enhance it, take it right to level 12. Got defense percent as well, so pretty pleased with that. Moving on, we're going to see about getting a roll here in effect accuracy. We might see speed fall off here, but I think the effect accuracy is going to be a bigger win. So we're going to go in here and change stats and hopefully grab it right there would be ideal. We got attack percents, not bad. We'll take that. Get rid of this guy. Oh, there's our effect accuracy. So at this point we have a choice. We could try to get something else. We have a roll across the board, but due to us only having 60 of those, we're going to go ahead and hold on to that. So we did lose, I think, 9 speed by going that route. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and get her effect accuracy as high as we possibly can. So that's going to be our best scenario right there. If I had more changing dust, I'd probably jump in here and try to get this double roll into effect accuracy. Maybe try to get some attack speed on it as well. But all in all, you've got hit accuracy and all percentages. So this is a pretty strong piece, and it's going to make her tanky. And we do have a little bit of effect accuracy already, so I'm not really going to mess with that. This one here, we can't get effect accuracy down here on our 2 roll because we have it right there, but we could start rolling that around, try to get something of a percentage on this guy here, as well as maybe attack speed. But for the time being, we're going to sit tight on this guy here. We got 2 rolls of attack speed. We got effect accuracy already and crit rate, so that's pretty good. We don't have a lot of crit rate in our kit right now, but that's all right. We got attack here, effect resistance, and effect accuracy on that guy there, so that's going to be pretty decent. On this one, I want to get this 2 roll into something better than a flat stat defense, so we're definitely going to go in here and see what we can do. I would love to see attack speed. Recovery doesn't do her any good. I don't think he's doing any healing. So let's see about getting effect resistance. We can't get effect accuracy because it's the main stat here. So there's defense percent. We'd love to see this one change. Let's see it change. Crit rate, not shabby at all. We'll take that all day long. Let's get this one. There you go. Crit damage. I'm going to say that's good. We're going to hold on to that. That's not going to be bad, especially if we start getting into her damage build. That's going to do a lot of work for us. So we're going to hold on to that. And we're going to jump over here. Here we got recovery and HP flat stats, so that's trash. We're going to go ahead and change stats here. Ideally, again, we can't get attack speed, but effect accuracy right there would be money. And then swapping that stat out for something better. Effect resistance will be fine. Let's see here. Defense percentage, not too shabby, but we do want that effect accuracy there. I didn't look to see how we got attack percent. If this was effect accuracy, I'd probably hold on to that attack percent. We still got 46. We're going to keep going, see if we can do a little better here. And I'll bring you back in when we make it. All right, a couple hits down the road. We got a flat stat on the HP, but we did get that effect accuracy up 8% right there, so we're going to call that good. And then over here, again, we got attack percent, not too shabby, but this recovery is not doing us anything. So let's see if we can get something. Ideally, we could get attack speed or effect accuracy here would be great. Let's see, a crit rate. That's not too bad either. I think we're going to hold on to that just in the interest of our low amount of changing dust. So there we are. We're going to go ahead and max out each of these things, take it to level 9 now that we've got the stats where we want. Effect resistance. Oh, I could have given it to us right there. That would have been really nice. But let's see what we get right here. Let's see. We got attack. Better as a percentage. Crit rate. We'll take the crit rate. That's awesome. And then we're going to get her effect accuracy main stat up and maybe get some speed. Oh, all right, attack, we'll take it, even though it's flat stat. All right, so that gets her maxed out for her build. So if we take a look at what we've done so far, I'm going to go ahead and get myself out of the way. We brought up her attack a little bit. So we're up to 3,300, which is not super strong. If we wanted to go ahead and build her for damage, we'd probably want to bring her attack up a little more. But her effect accuracy is at 125, which is pretty high, which is going to be pretty good for her damage. That gives her an extra 2% attack for that accuracy. So that is going to be a benefit to her. Her attack speed's a little bit slow here at 183. Vigor charge, we got her in that vigor set for 2. Effect resistance pretty decent. Crit rate is a little low. Crit damage is a little low. We got some evasion going on, which is pretty good. And then if we did want to build her for that buff explosion, we'd probably want to make that the pierce banner and get her pierce up a little higher as well. So we just got some stuff going on in that space. But all in all, I think this is going to be a pretty solid build for us based on the gear we have right now. So now that we got Valla built, we got her over here in her event dungeon. You get 200% for using her, as well as Turin here. So we're going to go ahead and get in here and see how she's doing. I am accumulating some points there. I could probably get away with some different characters now that I actually got all the way through it with her with no gear on, and it was pretty easy actually, so it's kind of interesting. But let's go ahead and jump on that and see what she's got going on for her now that we're going to take it off auto here. I want to see what's going on. So we threw up these debuffs. On this end, we're going to buff the entire team with her A2. Now we can sit here and we can say, okay, attacks all enemies twice. Total damage 140%. First hit 100% chance to inflict the attack speed decrease, which is going to be a pretty big win for this particular boss, slowing them down. Also attack decrease, so they're going to be hit less hard, and then chance to remove debuff immunity. So I don't think that he has debuff immunity up here. So abnormal status immunity, so that's not the same. And then yeah, so he's not going to be doing that, but the other two buffs or debuffs would be beneficial. Attacks one enemy 2 times, total damage is bigger at 194, and then the first hit has a 100% chance to inflict attack decrease 2 for 2 turns. So this one's going to slow him down, as well as do attack decrease 1. But we're going to go ahead, and it's doing 140% damage. But I think we're going to go with the A2 here. We're getting 194, so 54% more damage. And we're getting attack decrease 2, which is the bigger version for 2 turns. So again, not slowing him down, but we are going to go with that guy there. Let's see what kind of damage she's putting out here. 3,700 is sad and pathetic. So that is not going to be something that I mean, to be fair, we didn't build her for damage, so that's not exactly a fair test of her. But she was able to land, what did she got here? Depletion, so we're going to be losing that vigor, as well as attack down 40%. So she did land both of her debuffs, which is what we want her in there doing, which is pretty good. I didn't notice, but I think potentially she also dropped the turn meter 100%. With that A2 as well, but I believe that's with her passive on the A2. When she uses her second skill, she drops and depletes that turn meter, so that's not too shabby. With Caliber Arthur, we're smacking. I got him built pretty good. I got him in an Ascension set with damage. He's doing a pretty good job over there. Don't really need any health, so we're going to go ahead and put our buffs back up on that. Let's take a peek at this guy. We're going to go ahead and use the A3 this time and see what we got going on there. We do have those debuffs from before stacked up, which is a benefit by slowing the Trask down. That way he hasn't taken a turn to actually lose this depletion yet. So that's pretty good. And then we have 2 turns on the rest of it, so he's not going to get around to doing that. Probably going to kill him beforehand. Morgan took his turn meter down quite a bit. The right arm did get a turn there. We don't have the vigor to support our A2, unfortunately, but hopefully the Stygian Aura can still trigger with the A1, and Calvin Arthur takes him out. So I think as a support champion, especially running alongside Morgan, there's a lot of turn meter going on there that can be a pretty big benefit and make some of these clears really comfortable. So the turn meter manipulation actually comes on the third passive skill when she hits Chivalry level 3. So that's when we're actually going to get that benefit where she's reducing the target's attack gauge by 100%, and then strengthens attack speed decreased to 2 and or from 2 to 3. So it's going to slow the enemy down even more. So I think in Tarask, she is going to be pretty beastly in there as far as slowing him down. I think especially over here in the clan raid, when you start getting into higher levels with Tarask, he's so fast. So unfortunately she's got to survive that first wave, or you need to make her faster than him, which is probably going to be pretty hard. But if she can survive that first wave and then utilize that benefit plus Morgan, I think that that's going to be a good way to stay in front of him and keep him, kind of slow him down and make him a little more achievable. And then you can start getting those smacks from Arthur on him to really do the trick. Caliburn Arthur, to clarify. Arthur could do some stuff in there. I've never actually tried him in there, but Caliburn Arthur is the one I'm talking about. But we did get Valla moving up the ranks a little bit, got her overall power over 10,000, but we're not going to see that increase until we get some chivalries. But I think that's about what I got for you today. I'm going to jump off this video and move right into that chivalry video and do some summons and get this one edited and up probably tomorrow or something like that. But it's just kind of keeping me busy with everything going on. It was pretty exciting as far as that goes. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and kind of building Valla and going through some summons and some upgrades to my account. Pretty exciting when you get to go in there and actually start maxing some folks out. So it's pretty fun. But I think that's about what I got for you now, and I look forward to seeing you next time.